I made a statement um, several posts ago, might have even been a video, where I said that I don't speak about anything to do with religion, and that's not going to change today or with spirituality, because I believe once it reaches a certain level, it's beyond those words. And those words to me are they imply limitation. And what I'm talking about is endless. Um, Rhonda has become unapologetically selective. And this is a good thing because I think this is the pinnacle of what I've been reaching for so far in my entire existence and just didn't know it. And I want to tell you how I got there. Um, if someone had asked me a direct question as to why I stopped speaking to them or why I turned my back on them or cut them off, I can answer that question. But a lot of people aren't ready to deal with that type of authenticity. And I can tell that because a lot of times I'll see in the comments that it's so brave of me to share what's really going on with me. And I'm thinking, what else is there to share besides what is actually going on with me? If I choose to speak on it, I might as well give you my truth. And I hear about people who are shy. At one point, I thought I was shy many decades ago, but that's not what it was. I felt that no one cared about what I thought, and it made me an introvert in the worst way. But it wasn't shyness. I was an observer before I even knew what an observer was. I was picking up on the energy in a room or with people and just following accordingly. And but back to what I was saying. If someone asks me a direct question as to why I stopped speaking to them, I can answer that question. The answer is not going to be good or bad. It's the answer. It's how I'm processing this. It doesn't make anybody right or wrong. It's just I'm sharing what I truly am experiencing here. And people don't seem to be used to that. At least in my situation, I find that people are not used to this. They're used to this uh, camouflage, and it comes up in the form of gaslighting and backbiting and backstabbing and two-facedness because they can't confront and say what they really say. But I have always been of the mind, if you can't tell someone, if someone can't tell you what the problem is, how can you address it? How can you solve it? And maybe it can't be solved, but I don't see the point on holding back on your truth. And it's not about hurting other people. It's just we've become I can't say we anything because I'm not speaking for everyone. I come from a background of people who were afraid to voice their true opinions, and they took it out on physical and emotional aggression on themselves and on other people. And I am proud to say that I am not a gaslighter, and I'm not someone that every time I disagree with someone, I want to raise my fists and beat the shit out of them like I'm in a boxing ring. Because those seem to be the two uh, oppositions or two avenues that are available. But I've seen people fly off the handle, and it's like they didn't for a moment know who they were. But in my opinion, those are just excuses. If you were to go to a traffic ticket court and the judge fined you $150, you wouldn't jump across that bench, across the desk, start beating the hell out of him, or would you? I mean, think about that because even if you're somebody who likes to, set it off in bars or lose your temper at home with people, whatever, you get a short fuse, but you know when to control it. So I'm saying that a lot of what we're doing doesn't match what we know. So that's why I'm calling it gaslighting and manipulation, because that's what it is a form of. My theory for me personally, and I can only speak for me personally and observe everything else, and mostly I'm observing myself, I'm reacting how I feel most comfortable. I would feel most uncomfortable getting on here telling you things that are not true because now I'm worried about what you think about me versus what I know about myself. And so when I read a lot of these posts, I'm digressing for a moment here. When I read a lot of social media posts about things that you can do because to get back at the next person or to get back at the person who dumped you or revenge. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about self actualization, authenticity, being what's real to you. And what that means is it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. That's not to downplay what people think, it's to say that I am in my own sovereignty. I am who I am. And it's a daily process, a journey to discover that. But I will not sugarcoat it for other people because what purpose is this? It doesn't help me, and it certainly doesn't help the person I'm talking to. So, the thing I don't like about people who have turned their backs on me and stopped talking to me is that when I directly question them as to why this is, why our relationship has become damaged the way it was or is, they cannot tell the truth. And by truth, I mean not what I want to hear. I'm talking about give me your honest opinion about what happened. Say what you really feel. And that seems to be some type of commodity that I don't know what happened to truth. But whatever happened to truth, authenticity is sitting somewhere next to it on vacation because it certainly doesn't appear in my life a lot. The point is, what am I supposed to do with that? How can I put my trust in them or confide in them? I don't at this moment seem to know who they are because I'm not on equal footing. I'm on broken ground trying to figure out where we stand because I'm here in my honesty, bearing my soul, telling you what I really feel, and that's not what I'm getting in return. Now, that doesn't mean you tell somebody everything about you and bare your soul down to the nth degree. It just means you can't build honesty on top of a lie. But then I guess I, I, I don't understand that theory, and I'm not going to go down that path because I'm thankful that I don't go down that path. That's the path I was raised on. Okay. People would rather hurt you than hear what you have to say is the truth. If it's not their way, it's no way, or it's some physical abuse or emotional abuse because now you're in the way. It was crazy. And I thank my creator for veering me off that path because that's the path I was born onto and raised and reared up in. But it affected me tremendously, but not in the sense that it indoctrinated me. There's no reason to lie. I can't base my life on people who lie for no reason. Not that I was basing my life on what they're doing anyway, but I think you get the whole point about what I'm saying about trying to build truth on a bed of sand. And that's what lies are. That's what deception and manipulation is. It's not the truth. So I have, from their actions, because they're lying for no reason, and from their actions, I see their actions don't match their words. Because I'm told, call me, and I'm here for you. But where have you been? What, what, were you held captivity in a Swedish prison on the side of a cliff with no exit way? I mean, explain to me. I don't know. Give me something to go on other than you just one day got up and said, I don't matter. Now, I'm not the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm damn close because I think I come at people the way that I want people to come at me. This journey is confusing enough. There's no point in having people in your life who make it more confusing. That's confusing. So I've experienced a lot in this life, but through it all, I remained hopeful, open, and generous with my trust. For decades, I did this. But I discovered that most people don't know how to return that same kindness. I've seen that most people don't treat that level of authenticity with respect, which brought me to this conclusion. Trust is earned and not freely given, which is why Rhonda has become unapologetically, I don't even know what the word is. You just can't approach me anymore. You've got to prove that you need me. You've got to prove that there's a space in my life that matches a space. I'm not talking about a clingy relationship. If you've been where I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. I am not talking about smothering someone else's life. I'm just talking about giving the respect that you want to be given. And that just seems to be, like I say, a commodity. One day, earlier last year, it might have been the year before, because my memory since then has been like, I don't know. And I'm kind of glad, because that means it's fading, whatever happened to me, because it was terrible. It really was. But I got really sick, sicker than usual. And there was not one person I could call on. And my physical health problems had exacerbated so bad, it took me months to get back on my feet. And I wasn't even sure if I could do it. And after I got back on my feet, what I noticed was how alone I felt in this world. And I have not been able to correct it since then. I saw a side of people that hurt me. Now back to what I was talking about me not talking about anything religious oriented or anything like that. I spent decades understanding the principles of duality, forgiveness, and the metaphysical path. I know the ideas. I've internalized the theory. It touches certain parts of my heart, and I can tell how it's shaping my mind, reshaping my mind. In fact, I believe out of all of this is where the rewire came. It's like a deeper level to where it's more universal. That's why I keep saying it doesn't matter about what you believe. It's about what you know. And I've got that with a capital K. What you know, which is your authenticity, your true self. But this life has continuously thrown me into a raw, undeniable, undesirable reality that people can hurt me, disappear when I need them, and show their care only when it suits them. That kind of wake up call isn't something a metaphysical theory can buffer. That's why they say the only way out is through. I guess that's how they say it, but that's what I've been doing. So the truth is, many people are not capable of the depth or consistency I've been willing to give. And I know I'm not the only person who is at these crossroads I keep talking about. I've been trying to apply the inner truth that I know to the outer people that I know, and so far it has not aligned. So if you're there, I want to tell you to keep going. I want to tell you that I never thought that the next leg of my journey would be about neuroplasticity, rewiring the mind, and really everything I'm talking to you about it's all connected. It's about knowing the self. Treat yourself with kindness and treat those around you with kindness today, because everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. Talk to you soon.